Okay, well, that is, that's tough to watch, right? I mean, listen, all the women in America sat and watched the sister. I told her to go, you know, I felt bad. Okay, but listen, I'm not attacking her. What you hear in those videos with her and the prosecution is come home. The words come home. Alec wanted you to come home. She said, come home. I mean, if you had a drinking game with how many times during her testimony you heard the words come home, you'd be drunk by the end of it. Like, don't tell me that wasn't rehearsed. That was rehearsed and rehearsed. But, here's what I do. I go through the evidence and I'm going to tell you what really happened on that particular day. So if you watch that testimony with Marian, it would appear that she talked to Maggie one time around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And Maggie says, oh, Alec really wants me to come home. Paul's coming home too. He wants him to come home. They're going to go to Almeida. And well, that's not exactly true. And according to the state's evidence, by the way, got my receipts, right? Casey Peach, Maggie Murdaugh talked to Marian 14 times on June 7th, 2021, and two texts 10:07, 10:17, 12 p.m., 1:42, 1:54, 2:05, 7:05, 7:07, 7:31. Text 1:32, 2:06, and 6:20. Sorry, three texts. There's no phone call that I can see at around 4 o'clock. None. None. Um, so what happened? Well, we all know, due to Blanca testifying on the stand that Maggie Murdaugh was, in fact, with Alec Murdaugh in Columbia, South Carolina on Friday, June 4th. On Saturday, June 6th, her, Maggie, and Alec were together, still in Columbia. And then on Sunday, June 6th, Alec Murdaugh and Maggie Murdaugh drove back from Columbia, South Carolina, to where Moselle, right? And Maggie did some grocery shopping and then got stuff for who? Blanca to make, food for them on Monday. And so we know this also because Blanca says, well, when you got to Moselle, was Maggie there? No, she had just left. Testimony, sworn testimony, Maggie slept at her own house. She wasn't lured back. Okay. She also left food in the fridge, and that means that it was left there on Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning. So there we go. Maggie spends the night at her house, Moselle. Okay, Maggie is in Edisto somewhere around 1 p.m. because at 1:12 her Mercedes-Benz hits what's called the ALPR and her license plate shows up. So she's in Edisto. Now, I get it. If she was in Edisto earlier in the week, in the first part of June, and she's got work that needs to be done, like she was away for the weekend and then she's coming back, she wanted to stay over in Edisto to make sure this thing's done. She felt nervous, right? Remember when Blanca said, I had to leave I trust that the Mexicans are going to lock the door up when I leave. She just felt uneasy about that. Okay. So let's go to what happened to Randolph Murdaugh, the dad, the grandfather. Um, and Maggie got a message early in the morning, and it was about 8 o'clock in the morning. Group text from Randy. It says they plan to do both treatments at Bluffton at 3:45. So she's thinking in her head, 4 o'clock. They're doing treatments on him. Like I don't need to come home, right? Well, then at 1:42, there's a message that Maggie didn't read until 3:40 in the afternoon. And that was talking about a pulmonologist and palliative radiation, trying to open up an airway. It's a Hail Mary. Um, there's an obstruction, some sort. Like it's kind of bad. And um, and then they're going back to Savannah into the hospital. He's got breathing issues. It's pretty bad. And Maggie didn't read that 1:44 until 3:40 in the afternoon. But she does call Buster and Buster and Paul call her. And then let's see, at 3:47, Maggie texts Brooklyn. Maggie receives a text from Blanca. Maggie sends Blanca a message saying, "Thank you. I'm at the doctor." So now she's been to Edisto. The workers are working on the house. God, is my hair fucked up? My hair's fucked up. And she's working at Edisto, and she leaves. She's got to go to Charleston for the doctor. So now it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. She got this message 20 minutes ago that says Randolph's going into the hospital, and it's bad. But she says, "I'm waiting at the doctor. Alex wanted me to come home. Alex wanted me to come home, and I had to leave the door open at Edisto, but trust the Mexicans to shut and lock it for me." So she's feeling more uneasy about leaving the door open and the Mexicans shutting and locking it for her. But Alex wanted her to come home. But 15 minutes ago, she got a message that said, "Shit is not good." Um, okay, so here we go. At 4:48, Alex receives a group text from John Marvin again. Nurse says we can only have alternate visits, one person at a time. And what about at night, they said, right? Talking about the hospital. And John Marvin's beds, no visitors at night. So Maggie's like a little mad. She knows that he's going into the hospital. She knows that you can only have one person at a time. She knows that you can not visit at night. So she's not really excited to come back home. She really wants to be at Edisto. And I get that. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But to talk about she was lured back home is not the case. Maybe she didn't want to come, and that's fine. But that's what I'm talking about. Marian talked to her 14 times and two texts. She wasn't lured. She talked to her sister plenty of times. She was good. This all had to do with Randolph, and that's it. I'm talking about CB Road next. Defendant Alec Murdaugh, not guilty by reasonable doubt. It's on Amazon right now. Buy it. It is hardcover, paperback, and Kindle tonight in about a half an hour. See you. Crowd guys out.